What's up guys, my name is Kendrick Celestine. Today in my video I'm gonna make a title Records Do Follow. And what I mean by the records do follow. And actually, you know what? When it comes to when you get hired on the jobs and try to keep your job for a long term or long career, like for retirement plans or benefits or you're eligible for a lot of things. See, this is the thing, you try to keep a job. It's not the problem. Going for the process of interviews. They ask you simple questions. What's your interest? What's your 5 year term? 5 years and your goals. What you're gonna do, or pretty much what are your goals, objectives. Pretty much in the future. Letting yourself doing this route, doing this path. See, and when it comes working with people who's around your surrounding your environments, people who you're working along with, depends on what type of worker you end up dealing with. And the reality is, and I want to point this you know what? Even if some people I'm not gonna working with, because I know I'm gonna deal with a lot of shitty people around me, but sometimes it's just what it is. You have to learn to suck it up. It's kind of get what's around. Even I just kind of stay professional, kind of keep your business professional separate from your personal business. Whatever you got to do, try to make a decent amount of living, do whatever who's accepting you, who's more close to your circle. And you know what? And the reason I say, because even though when it comes, you don't want to push it, it's you work things, you work your way, but you're not people see when you got those who want to cherry pick when it comes to allowing who's not allowing, and you could work there for so many years as somebody who could just, someone who just got hired recently decided they could just take that, in a high position, and it's I'm done and quit. And it comes to bad communication, working along with others, pretty much how you deal with one another, with other individual. And if you decided to just quit on the day when you just started your ship and you didn't come back, and when you're trying to apply for another job, they're gonna look at your resume hey, it says here you did this, you did that, people not gonna bother, other jobs not gonna look at your history. They're gonna call this company and they're not gonna think hey, they don't find no records of you, but it pretty much says you lied on your resume. And honestly, I've seen some people who do lie on their resume that try to make a point of view and stuff. And to reality, it's kind of suck, cause it's never, the one thing when you try to get a job is never want to lie. You never want to lie. You always want to be honest about yourself. And know what you're pretty much about for the best of your ability. Try to be very honest about yourself. What you're really capable, what you can bring to the table for the company. Pretty much it. And you want to be more liable, more be independent. Do things which I expect. We should not have to ask you. Expect things come in your mind. Even though whatever the choices, whatever I bring or what's on the table, whatever choices I see fit or dictate what comes fit to my life. Even if I work my way of it, still, even though it goes, I know a lot of people are not going to appreciate what I do or sacrifice for it, but still, it don't really mean anything. Because as long as I appreciate what I do for myself or what I do for my choices, even how way I choose, they will live my life in the way I see fit. But in reality, so you want to be if I was going to leave a job, I'll put my 2 weeks notice. Put my 2 weeks notice. Hey, I'm moving on. Hey, I kind of enjoy working with you guys. Hey, I appreciate for the learning experiences. Now I'm gonna move on to my next chapter, next journey. It's pretty much do other workers. Meet new clients, meet new connections, meet new step plays. Stuff like that. So I just wanted to address some of this stuff out. You want to be real careful, what you always want to put on your resume. It's really to me, having a job is really about having good behavior. Really is all about good behavior, and really all is about having good behavior, being on time, and try to do the best you can. And just, even I know sometimes there'll be rough patches and you have to do, but about, some bad days and good days, even though during the weather times we be living in, but you always want to always got to stay mindful and be prayed up sometimes. Even though sometimes people we're not going to and get along with, but still, just got to learn how to the second beat and learn how to walk around and deal with it. So anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. So, and you got to be careful, okay? If you decide to walk off a job and try to get another job, and then when you try to call in, you're not gonna look at your record, they're gonna find out. So don't think twice. They're not gonna look at these other companies and not think they're not gonna look at your history and stuff. So keep it very in mind. for future reference, if you're trying to look for jobs out there, you know, like any job, wherever your occupation, what position you're applying for, you want to make sure you want to be careful, because records do. So people will not look up your history and not say, hey, then they decide to say, here, you worked in this company. They say, hey, you quit here, did this, such and such and such and such. So you always want to be careful. So never want to lie on your resume. So anyway, the title of the video, records do follow. So anyway, like, dislike, comment out below, see what you think of it. I will continue making more later on in the future. I hope you folks have a nice day. And this is Kendrick Celestine, and I'm out, folks.